Thursday, 24th of November, back home again. And today I'm doing an oil change on the Caban. I fill my oil filters in England, but luckily we have a Mahari Club Cassis place just down the road, so I just bought an oil filter. Well, the oil is out, but the filter is still in its box because I've spent the last hour trying to loosen it using a variety of implements. This one you can't really turn. That one I've tightened as hard as I can and used various bars on it, and it will not shift. And rather than destroy it, I'll wait till I got my other tool in England, which fits over the end of the filter, and hopefully we'll turn it. And I know it was only done up finger tight 7,000 miles ago. Normally the sound of the water on these waterfalls is quite loud, and after the rain we've had 30 millimeters in the last 3 or 4 days, the pool is so full there aren't really any waterfalls. Today, 26th of November, and it's that time of the year already when I've opened the drain hole to get the swimming pool down to its winter level. If it's going to keep, it's been raining 3 or 4 days. We've had 40 millimeters of rain in the last 4 or 5 days, whatever it is. So the swimming pool was almost overflowing, as I think you saw. This is the pump room of the swimming pool, and every week or so we have to change the pumps over. And this one always makes more noise, but it settles down after a while. Continued with my weeding. I will be putting more gravel down here. I think this is probably just a haven for mosquito eggs. It's a long, slow job. Last year when we had a frost, all these trees dropped their leaves in one night, in one go. It was a very bizarre sight with all the branches covered in leaves where they'd fallen and the ground. There hadn't been any wind, I suppose, as well. But they're still green. No sign of turning at all yet. Actually, no, tell a lie. There's a couple of slightly yellow leaves there, aren't there? This is the vegetable plot. It wasn't a success this year. During the hottest 2 months, July and August, they got no water at all, and it was also very dry, so they really didn't produce what we were hoping. So I don't know whether we'll worry next year. For today I'm going to be pulling off what tomatoes might ripen, and then pulling up all the plants. That bit's done. None of the melons really ripened either, but the chilies have been going great guns, and they're hot, but they're good. Planted too many really, and we've just got a few more lettuce leaves, and then that will all be over. This is our rather large compost heap, and this is our somewhat smaller wood chip heap, which I suppose is also slowly turning to compost. There's plenty of chopped leaves in there, but this one probably should be turned a lot more, but we need the digger to turn it really. It's, what is it, 2 meters tall at the tallest bit. Grass cuttings and choppings and small branches, everything goes in there. We've just come out to plant some bulbs around this tree, and here is a little grasshopper. Since there have been no horses in these paddocks, we've got all sorts of plants coming up. The wet weather continues. I don't know whether you could hear Dottie complaining that I put her outside in the rain. She's been inside 12 hours, so she needs to go out for a bit. Ooh, here she comes. She does like to follow us around when we walk. But for the next couple of weeks I'm going to be on my own. Lou's had to go back to the UK. That was yesterday's rain, 7 mils. Lou's had to go back to the UK unexpectedly because her mother's in hospital. So it'll just be me, which usually means I do more filming. I just hope the weather's a little bit nicer than it is at the moment. You can't see the Montagne Noire, let alone the Pyrenees today. A very unhappy cat being put outside. I'll walk around the chateau once and maybe she'll have a wee as she's following me. Comes, little fat cat waddling around. Come on then. The tops over there on the horizon are in the cloud as well, and not a nice day. I haven't done this in a while. There should be lots of wood there, but we're still waiting for the wood to be delivered. Should have been delivered Saturday, should have been delivered 3 weeks ago, should have been delivered before that, and we're still waiting. I'm sure it will be delivered sometime. Luckily at the moment we're not needing too much firewood. Coming into Realmont now. None of these trees have dropped their leaves. I suppose it hasn't really been that cold. It's dropped to 9-10 degrees and probably 6 maybe at night, something like that. We've had no frost yet. These trees always look spectacular. Nice little bit of sun set those off on that. Off for a while. More plane trees waiting to drop their leaves. Castro's got its Christmas decorations up. I don't know if they're lit yet. There's a Christmas market from the 2nd of December. probably won't be going to it, but it's on anyway. These are some of the Christmas decorations starting to appear. I'm out of Castro now, going back a slightly more interesting way, I hope, running parallel with the main road, but on this type of road, I think. Where the huge Big Grenier was September, I suppose. Seems a long while ago anyway. Hardly anyone around now instead of being absolutely rammed like it was then. Quite a few trees like this that should not be that colour. It's the drought that we had, and I don't know whether they'll survive, or next year we're going to find lots of dead trees around. But it was a very hard summer, very hot, very dry, and lots of trees just haven't survived it. Way home, and only a couple of kilometres longer, I think. I'm nearly home now, and the weather's improving. Let's hope it doesn't rain all afternoon, and then tomorrow I can get back outside again. That reservoir down there is slowly filling. It's still got a long way to go though before it's full, but it isn't as dry as it has been, which is hardly surprising given the amount of rain we've had. It's still only a fraction of what I think it should be. .4 in the afternoon now. I'm going to go for a little walk. It seems to be the only way to get the cat out, to take her out for a walk. That sky doesn't look very nice, does it? It's been sunny a little while ago. That's one difference with the weather here. When I lived in Normandy, the rain would just go on for days and days, and here that's quite rare. You can see there's been plenty of rain there. This area of the woods was all choked by brambles. I've been making slow progress clearing it. The tractor's got through some of it, but I can't get through all the little gaps. So I've had to resort to using secateurs and a hedge trimmer. So it's taking time. An ongoing project, as many of them are. And there's Dottie following. There's another one of our projects. It will eventually be a seat, but the rain has rather stopped to play, but we will be continuing with that, or I'll be continuing with that, although I won't be planting anything. There's the cat following still, as she does. This is more of the cleared woodland from the other angle. As you can see, still plenty to go before the trees stand out, and then it would be a case of keeping the brambles down and hoping that bracken and other stuff take over instead. Here's my favourite view. I don't know if you can make out, but the cloud is still very low over there, and that looks rather foreboding up there as well. I don't know whether you can pick up the sounds of rain, but it's just started. I'll shelter under here for a minute or so and then run back. It doesn't ease off. I think Dottie will probably come shelter here with me. We're walking back anyway. The pollarding has made a huge difference to this area. It's really light and airy, and hopefully next summer there'll be little branches with leaves to give us some shade again. But at the moment it's really opened out the vista. And there's a cat who doesn't really like the rain. To be honest, she doesn't really like being outside. I've had to bring her out for a walk, just like a dog, to get her to go to the toilet. I think the first time she's been out for 24 hours. Yep, come on then, puss. This is one of the benefits of living in the south of France. A few minutes after all that rain and those clouds, the sun's come out, and it's quite mild in the sun. You can still hear the drips though from the roof, but luckily, as it's been slow steady rain, we've not had the leak in the kitchen. I've only got a week now until the roof man comes and mends it. And my job is it's drizzling outside. The soles have started to come away from the uppers on these, which was second hand when I bought them anyway. So as an early Christmas present, Lou bought me these. So I'm going to put the cleats on the bottom. That's done. Now time to just try them out. I'm not going for a cycle ride though, it's drizzling and miserable this morning again. While the ground's nice and soft, I'm going to put some more bulbs in. This is by the entrance, close to the road. There's 20 or so in that bit. And probably almost as many here alongside the road. And this is the main entrance. So as you come in, hopefully, there'll be bulbs to welcome you. That's another drift planted down here and hopefully visible from up there. This is where our sewage is treated. And look at all these tomatoes. We didn't notice until too late this year, but next year I think we'll have quite a crop of tomatoes, which ought to grow well with all the nutrients they're getting. Once a week I have to divert the water so it goes a week in that pipe and a week in that pipe, and it's done by this. I just have to take that out and swap it over, which I've just done. There's some sunshine in the distance there. I hope it's headed our way. I'm spending some more time in the reed bed for the pool The sun's come out this afternoon. It's still quite cold, but it is just 29th of November, so it's not really surprising. 2 green sacks later, I'm not sure what difference you can see, but I'm making progress. Replacing the airbags and tightening up the connections appears to have worked. It's lost only a bar from 5 down to 4 in the last week, whereas normally it would go down every day. So not perfect, but a significant improvement. And the ride will be better when the camper's full as well.